YouTube! What's the word, man? We back with another one. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta stop saying the YouTube and the what's up YouTube and all that stuff, man. I gotta figure out a name for my family, man. Y'all subscribers, y'all that support me and watch my videos consistently, man. I gotta have a name for y'all. So I need y'all to help me out. Put it down below in the comments what the name of my family should be, man. And we can kind of go from there. But I'm tired of saying YouTube. Back to the title and the thumbnail, man. Today I'm doing a Q&A. I put a poll on my Instagram story a couple days ago. I had y'all ask me some questions and now I'm gonna answer them on my YouTube video. I kind of already went through the questions a little bit just to see what type of questions you guys were asking me. And I love the variety. There's a lot of questions about marketing, product, manufacturing, Facebook ads, SMS, email, everything like that, right? Make sure you guys are watching this video from start to finish because it's gonna be a lot of free game in this video. I ain't gonna lie. I got the list of questions right here. I'm just gonna go based off what I see, right? So he said, what was your biggest win as a clothing brand owner so far? I would say my biggest win was I hate to make it about money, but starting this clothing brand really changed my life. I went from literally working a 9 to 5. I know it sounds cliche, but this is what I was doing. Waking up every single day, putting on the same uniform, doing the same tasks, seeing the same people, same coworkers every single day, to waking up every single morning, actually having a routine and working on my brand every single day. Any time of the day, I'm able to work on my brand. And I feel like just that time freedom was my biggest blessing, you know, starting my clothing brand. I feel like that was my biggest win, just having that blessing to just literally live off of an idea that came about in your head. Like, that's one of the best feelings ever. That was one of my biggest blessings and my biggest wins, or probably the biggest win starting off as a clothing brand owner. Should I focus on quality or lower prices in the beginning? Great question. When you're first starting off as a newly established clothing brand, you want to make sure you get your brand on as many people as you can. So when it comes to quality and lower prices, it should be kind of in the middle. You shouldn't pay the lowest cost because you're going to get the worst quality. As a beginning clothing brand owner, you don't want to invest into the lowest quality products. You want to kind of meet it in the middle to where you're getting like a medium quality product to where it still feels like good quality, but it's not the highest quality that you can get. So I think it should really be in the middle. You should focus a little bit on quality, but also focus on price. You don't want to pay the highest price starting off as a brand owner. A lot of brand owners start off with wanting their brand to be exclusive and only making 25 to 50 pieces and then going on to the next product or whatever it is. I'm all about starting your brand, investing in a mid-tier, mid-quality, mid-price product, or products, I should say, because you have to find your winning product first. Your first product that you create is not going to be your winning product. It could be, but majority of the time, you have to create multiple products in order to find that hit. That's just how life goes. And that's just how the clothing brand space goes. That way you can get more quantity instead of having the highest quality. You have the highest quality, you're spending the most money on this product to get it made because it's the best quality and you're not getting quantity, right? You're only getting a few pieces, 25 to 50 pieces, instead of getting a mid-tier, mid-quality, mid-price product and getting 150 or 200 pieces of it. That means more people are going to be in your product because you got more pieces, you got more in quantity. I just hate when new clothing brand owners start off their brand with exclusivity. Like, your brand name and brand message have no type of value. Why are you trying to be so exclusive? It kind of kills me. But again, mid-quality, mid-price product, you'll be fine. What's the best way to grow your email and SMS list? Great question. It's a few ways to do it. Number one, I would say influencer marketing. Probably one of the best ways to grow your SMS list or email list organically, because when you deal with influencers and you do influencer marketing, you're promoting your SMS and email list, you got to think about it. This influencer's audience, this is their first time seeing your brand. So you're getting new eyes on your brand every single time you do influencer marketing when it comes to promoting your SMS and email. And I've talked about this in my previous YouTube videos that you don't have to send out the product to the influencer in order to do influencer marketing. I teach you guys all the time about sending the photo to the influencer, having them say what you want them to say, attach the link and kind of call it a day from there. Then their audience is seeing your product on the influencer story. So that's one way to get subscribers. Another way is either having your website locked or having a pop-up while your website is open. So your website's open, you have a pop-up, you offer 10% off, 20% off, buy one, get one, whatever your offer is, people are able to input their phone or their email. Okay, that's another way. And then locking your website. If your website is locked, you have a pop-up, not even a pop-up, but it's on your actual website lock page that people can sign up for early access, free shipping, whatever it is, whatever you have coming within your brand, you would have a spot for them to put their email or their phone number. What is that? 3 different ways. Content, always, right? Always making sure that you CTA that in your caption. What is CTA? Call to action. Having people sign up for whatever you're trying to do. Making sure that's within your content. Either within your content or within the caption and the headlines of your caption. However you want to go about it. Running ads. You can always run lead ads on Facebook. Spend some money, get some leads, and get people to sign up for your drop just like that as well. If you have the money to do it, it's a great way to get SMS and email kind of fast, everyday signups. If you don't want to go organic, but I always recommend organic just because it's organic at the end of the day. How do I know what sizes to to order for my first bulk run? Good question as well. When you're first starting off, you don't know what your popular sizes are. And this has happened to many of my students. And what I tell them is that it's all about trial and error at the end of the day. But we're gonna help you and guide you as best as we can to give you the proper size. This comes with doing your market research. What are the most common sizes in clothing? What are the most common sizes in the United States? What are the most common sizes just in general when it comes to clothing? And if you do your research, it's more mediums and larges. Really larges, XLs, at least for me, but you know, it just depends on the audience of the brand, but majority of the time it's mediums and larges. So we know that. There's a couple ways to go about it. You can do the 10, 10, 10, 10 method where you just get 10 of each size, see what the most popular size is or what runs out the fastest and kind of go from there. Or you can ask ChatGPT, pretty easy as well. All you have to do is tell them what your situation is. I want to get a bulk of 50 pieces of this hoodie. Can you help me out with size? ChatGPT will help you too. ChatGPT should be your best friend when it comes to starting your business. The third way, this is one of my favorite ways to do it because it's a little bit more organic, and it's posting on your story. So you take your sample, you take your mock-up, whatever it is, and you make sure that you post it on your story and literally post a poll attached to it. And it says, what size are you? Small, medium, large, XL, 2X, whatever it is. Put that into the poll, and after 24 hours, you see what the most popular size is. So this is how you go about it. You have the poll, and say 25% of the people that voted are size small. So if you have a 50-piece bulk order, 25% of your 50 pieces are gonna be size small. That's 12 and a half. So 13 pieces or 12 pieces, probably 12 because smalls aren't the most popular size. Remember, I told you guys that earlier. It's not the most popular size. So you might want to just get 12 instead of 13, right? 12 out of those 50 are going to be size small. Then say, okay, 50%, 54% of the people that voted are size large. 27 large pieces are going to be a part of your 50. So that's a few ways on how you can get your sizes for your bulk order. What advice would you give to your younger self when you first started? And I've gotten this question like so many times, but I got a different answer every time. I would really tell my younger self to, number one, do cut and sew. Like cut and sew is the best way to form your clothing brand, to run your clothing brand, right? I didn't start off cut and sew. I started off with heat press, and I had a heat press in my house, and I was heat pressing my design. Never again, waste of money, waste of time, all that. The biggest thing I'll probably tell myself is to network more. When I was younger, I didn't like being in front of the camera. I wasn't shy, but I was just more of an introvert, right? I just didn't want to be around people. You know, if you talk to me, I talk to you, but like, I'm not initiating a conversation, right? At the end of the day. So I would just say, just tell my younger self to get out of my shell and get out of my shell as fast as I could. Network more, have more conversations with strangers. Not in a way where it's weird or not in a way where you just have to read the room at the end of the day. If you're in a situation where you're around people, successful people, you know, you guys have had those type of situations, you have to talk to everybody. And I didn't really learn that until a few years into my brand, that it's not even just about starting a clothing brand, it's about starting a business. And you may meet someone one day that can help you within your business, not just the clothing brand part of it, and not just the clothing part of it. And that's really important as well, because starting a clothing brand is also a business at the end of the day. All of your paperwork has to be intact. Taxes, LLCs, S-Corps, whatever you have, that all that has to be intact. So I would just say really just getting out of my shell and telling people about my brand, even if it's not at the stage that I want it to be at. That's the difference. A lot of brand owners or a lot of entrepreneurs in general, because they're not at that level yet, they down talk themselves or they talk in a tone where it's not confident. I would have tell my younger self, like off the get-go, off the rip, once I'm solidified with this brand and I'm confident that, okay, I know I'm serious about it and I'm going to be consistent about it and I'm going to be disciplined about it, I'm going to talk about it in the highest way possible and at the highest stature, right? So if you have that confidence early, people will believe in you more. That's what I would tell myself. Let's do some marketing ones. Should I spend money on ads right away or grow organically first? Great question. Grow organically first. I'll tell you guys that straight off the rip. And the reason why is because when you're running ads help you when it comes to scale. When it comes to putting your money into paid advertising, the only thing these paid ads are going to do is scale what you already have. So if your foundation is not solidified to where your Instagram page doesn't look trustworthy or credible, influencer wise, customer wise, or even aesthetic wise or content wise, so many different areas, Instagram page is not reliable, website is not reliable, you don't have the proper customer support, you should have a customer service email before you start running ads, you don't have the right flow, you don't have the right retargeting going, you don't have the right text message and email flows going, abandoned carts going, like you don't have that back end set up yet for you to start running ads. A lot of brand owners think that, okay, I'm gonna just throw $100 to paid ads and I'm gonna walk out with a 5X. Maybe it may work like that in the beginning, but in order to have longevity when it comes to running paid ads, you have to have strategy. So definitely start organically before you start running ads. So Christy said, it takes me so long to figure out different problems within my clothing brand. Is there a faster way to find answers? When it comes to faster ways to find answers, when it comes to making money, this is what we're doing. And of course, we don't want to talk about starting a clothing brand is all about making money. Every single person that's in the entrepreneurial space is here to make money at the end of the day. It shouldn't just be all about making money, obviously, but that should be, you know, one of the main goals. When it comes to someone showing you how to make money, the person that's teaching you how to make money, or whoever you're getting your information from, has took a certain amount of time to figure out this information. So what I'm trying to get at is that the free information that you guys get on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, wherever you're getting your free information from, a lot of it is only surface level. A lot of it doesn't really go too deep into what the topics that we're talking about. And the reason for that is because these videos will be hours and hours and hours long. On top of that, none of this information actually helps you with this specific question that you have or problem that you have. So when it comes to getting answers fast with the problems that you have, it's kind of hard because you're limiting yourself. You only have a certain ceiling when it comes to social media and free information. So in order to get answers faster, you have to have some type of mentor, or you have to get some type of course that has information, deep information that specifically talks about your problem. I had a mentor. Like, a lot of brand owners and a lot of people in the entrepreneurial space, like, their egos are so big that they don't want to get a mentor. Like, they want to figure out everything on their own. And that's fine. I'm not going to say you're not going to be successful, but it's going to take you a lot longer. Time is of the essence, y'all. Like, time is more valuable than money. So if you're constantly wasting time on the same problem that you've been having for the past few months, that a mentor could have helped you in 24 hours, kind of think about that. When it comes to actually getting answers faster when you're having struggles with your brand, that's one of my best solutions for you guys. And when I got my mentor, I was hesitant at first too, right? Like, I didn't want to have to go through the process of getting a mentor because my ego was so big, because I was telling myself I could do it on my own. Like, I'm gonna figure this out on my own. I don't need nobody to teach me. But I just found myself getting into the same problem, not finding a solution. So when I finally gave in and said, okay, I need a mentor, it changed the dynamic of my whole entrepreneurial experience. Like, having a mentor really made me look in a whole different perspective. And that's what I see with, like, my students. When I hop on the phone with them and they say, hey, I have a problem and it's this, this, and this, and I tell them my solution and I tell them my answer, I promise you 95% of the time they say, oh wow, I didn't think about it like that. And that's why networking is so important. When you have a mentor or when you're speaking to someone that's already been in the space and successful in the space, they make you think a little bit different. They don't let you think as a common human. They make you think as a business person, as a clothing brand owner, as a brand owner at the end of the day, right? So that's my best advice when it comes to getting your answers faster. Look, I appreciate everyone that tapped in with this video. Hopefully I gave you guys enough free game and motivation to go out there and really go crazy with y'all clothing brands, man. Like I said, I'm giving y'all fresh new content every single week about the clothing brand space, man. The least y'all could do is like, comment, and subscribe. We just passed 10K subs. We're on the road to 20, so make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all show love. Hey, let me know in the comments what my family name should be, man. I can't be saying, what is up, YouTube, every single time, every single intro, man, because every other YouTuber is saying that. I need a name for the family. If that last question kind of hit y'all a little bit and made you guys think and interested in the mentorship, all you have to do is hit that first link in the description and you can book a free call with my team and we can see if you qualify for the inner circle. My inner circle is very small. I like to keep the circle tight because I like to give attention to all of my students personally. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Mr. Be Special, we going.